Doctor, what's going on with baby? Is he okay? Who was with the child before he began acting this way? My son was. He put him to bed before leaving. I've tried calling him, but his phone is off. It must have died. Ma'am, you need to get in contact with him and get him here immediately. He needs to walk us through exactly what happened. Why do you need to question my son over a sick child? He didn't make the baby sick. With all due respect, ma'am, this child is not sick. This child very clearly was shaken. This is an extremely serious issue, and police will be involved. If your son is the one who was with him, he has a lot of explaining to do. He's sleeping right now. Is that bad? Should we wake him up? We will monitor him, but during his CT scan, it appears that he had 2 different absent seizures. You can also see how his soft spot is bulging out. Both of these are telltale signs. This is absurd. Ryan would never do something like this. He just put baby to sleep. He was crying, and then Ryan got him to take a bottle, and he went to sleep. Ma'am, this baby was physically Abu-Dollar-Ed. If there is any other explanation, your son needs to get here and tell us. Miranda, for once in your life, stop defending your sorry-ass son. Care more about your innocent grandson instead of that fuck up. Honestly, there is no other explanation. Ryan hurt baby. He did it. Stop denying. Well, Steve, please tell me how I'm supposed to get him here when his phone is dead. Tell your sorry-ass husband to wake up and find your son. At least try. Do something instead of sit here and lie to everyone. What can I do to help my baby? Is there anything we can do? For now, we will be giving him some supplemental oxygen to help him breathe better. But we will have to wait and see how his body reacts. If his brain doesn't begin to resolve the bleed, we may need to perform surgery. This poor baby. I'm sure when we get up with Ryan, he will be able to give us some insight on what actually happened. Where have you been? We've been calling you for hours. My phone died. Chill out. Why is baby at the hospital? You son of a bitch. Don't stand there and act like you don't have a damn idea of what you did to my son. Was going out to get wasted so important you had to hurt your baby? I didn't do shit to son. I have no idea what's going on. I wasn't even there when anything could have happened. Bullshit, Ryan. You have him for a few hours and he ends up here with a brain bleed and seizures. You shook my baby. Why would you shake my baby? You could have called and asked for help. Don't put some fucked up shit like that on me. How do I know you didn't do that before you drop him off, just so you have something to blame on me? I didn't do shit. Don't you dare blame this on my daughter. She has been with baby day in and day out, and he hasn't had so much as a scratch. He goes to you and ends up in the emergency room while you're out partying. You're a sad excuse for a man and a father. Okay, let's just calm down. None of this is helping, baby. Shut the fuck up, Miranda. The only thing that will ever help baby is to keep him far away from your son. Don't act all high and mighty when you sit there and lie and defend him. He could have unalived your grandson, and you don't care. The police and CPS are involved, Ryan. And I can guarantee that once this is done, you will be in jail and you will never see baby again. You don't deserve to have him in your life. There's no lasting damage. You're acting like he was beat or something. I don't even remember shaking him at all. I don't think that's what caused this. Maybe he fell and hit his head or something. Ryan, you need to be quiet until our attorney is here. Yeah, Ryan, listen to Mommy. Make sure you get your lies straight before you end up locked up. This whole thing is a tragic accident. Accidents happen. Everyone needs to calm down and be grateful baby will be okay at the end of this. The only tragic thing is that the judge ever trusted you. And believe me, Miranda, I'm coming for you too. You were supposed to be watching them. I will not continue to pay child support for a child I never get to see. If you are willfully keeping me from my child for no valid reason, I will file for parental alienation. You cannot force me to keep my parental rights yet never let me have my baby. Stop saying continue. You don't pay at all. If you wanted to be a present father, you would have taken the damn paternity test already. You have failed to do so for weeks. Actually, I took the test this morning. Wow, what a shock. I thought your new girlfriend was forcing you to give up your rights. She was not encouraging me to obtain rights for my child, so for the best interest of my child, I ended my relationship. My baby means more to me than some woman. I will be fighting for my baby. Be prepared. Ryan, Haley, this is Angela from the Department of Social Services. She's going to sit with us while we discuss what happened to baby. We know what happened. Ryan had son alone, which was not supposed to happen, and he shook my baby and almost unalived him. What do you mean he wasn't supposed to be alone with baby? Ryan is to be supervised during his parenting time with son by his parents. According to his mother, he was alone in the bedroom with the baby when this happened. Dude, this is bullshit. I'm not sitting here being talked to when my kid is in the other room in pain. I'm out of here. You are welcome to walk out the door, Ryan, but I will let you know that the officer outside will be there to handcuff you and take you in. You will be leaving this hospital in the back of a cop car. I don't even remember shaking him. Clearly he got hurt somehow, but it must have been an accident because I have no idea how it happened. He was screaming and I tried to hem up and rock him and then he just stopped crying. Then I left. Were you angry when you were rocking him? I mean, I was annoyed as he 11. The judge dropped this weekend on me last minute, and I had plans that I really wanted to go to. I was already super late, and he wouldn't stop screaming. I couldn't leave until he was asleep. The test results and x-rays tell us that he was in fact shaken. You are lucky he is even alive right now. At his age, shaking is deadly for most. He has skull fractures and a broken clavicle on top of his brain bleed. He is very injured. Well, maybe she hurt him before she brought him over. She's crazy. She's been trying to keep me from my son since he was born. You are a sick, twisted son of a bitch. I have a picture of son before I brought him to your house. Happy and smiling. I would never hurt my son. I can't say the same for you. Ryan, if you would step out in the hall with me. I think it would be best if we went down to the police station to finish our conversation. Haley, thank you for your time. You are free to go back to your son. Dude, I'm not going to jail for this. I didn't even shake him hard. Call my mom. She can fix all of this. Court is now in session over the safety of the child of Ryan and Haley. The infant, age 6 months, was recently released from the hospital after suffering from shaken baby syndrome while in the care of his father and paternal grandparents. Ryan, you have been charged with aggravated assault and endangering the welfare of a child. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor. I do not remember doing this, but I must have. I believe the stress of caring for an infant for the first time who will not take a bottle or a pacifier exasperated my anxiety and depression and caused me to act this way unwillingly. I do not accept this as an excuse or explanation. You were given supervised visitations. Where were your supervisors? My father was asleep, Your Honor, and my mother left the home to go buy more diapers because Haley did not pack enough in the diaper bag. So not only did you severely injure your child on your first overnight visit, but you also disregarded my court order and were alone with the infant. Unfortunately, we had no choice. If Haley would have packed enough diapers, my supervisor would never have had to leave. Why were you unable to get the diapers while your mother watched the baby? Unfortunately, I was unable to drive at the time. My anxiety and depression got the best of me, and I did partake in a few drinks due to the stress I was under. I will be seeking treatment for my addiction once I am released. So you have broken court order, severely injured your infant, and willingly admit that you were intoxicated while alone with the infant and also underage. Is this correct? Yes, Your Honor, due to my mental health. I have heard enough already. You have openly admitted to the charges, and you will be charged as such. I sentence you to the state-mandated 5 years in prison for child endangerment and assault, and a mandatory inpatient treatment program upon release. Child support will accumulate while you are incarcerated, and you will be placed on a payment plan upon release. Upon release, you will need to complete treatment, anger management, and parenting classes in order to have supervised visits in the center. It is clear you have not been made to suffer the consequences of your actions ever. But there is a first time for everything. Bailiff, please take the defendant to booking. Court is dismissed. Shortly after Ryan's incarceration, charges were brought against Miranda and her husband for child endangerment. Miranda was sentenced to 2 years of probation for leaving the home. Her husband was sentenced to 90 days of probation. Baby is now almost 3 years old. He has vision issues due to the incident, but overall is a healthy little boy. He has not had a seizure since he was 1 year old. Ryan has a little over 2 years left of his sentence, and then will immediately head to inpatient treatment. He has picked up a new addiction while incarcerated. Haley met her now fiancé 1 year into Ryan's sentence. They live together with son and have plans to petition the court to allow the fiancé to adopt son once they are married next year.